Travis Kelce took time to explain the collision that unfortunately sidelined rookie wide receiver Xavier, calling it one of the more frustrating moments he has experienced in recent practices. The Kansas City Chiefs tight end is no stranger to the speed and chaos of high-level football, but even for a veteran who has seen just about everything, colliding with one of his own teammates and seeing that player leave the field with an injury was difficult to process. Kelce said after the play that it was a situation that developed quickly, with both players focused on executing their assignments, and in a split second their paths crossed at exactly the wrong time. He emphasized that the incident was not the result of a mental lapse or laziness, but rather the fast pace of the game and the narrow margins for error that exist in the NFL. Kelce explained that while running his route, he was locked in on the coverage in front of him and where the ball was supposed to go, while Worthy was working through his own release and looking to create separation. Neither player saw the other until it was too late, and the collision was unavoidable. Kelce recalled that as soon as he felt the impact and realized it was his teammate, his stomach dropped. He immediately turned his attention to Worthy, who stayed down after the hit, and Kelce admitted that in those moments your mind races through the worst-case scenarios. For a rookie like Worthy, every rep is important as he tries to build chemistry with Patrick Mahomes and carve out a role in the offense, and Kelce knows how devastating it can feel when those opportunities are interrupted by injury. The tight end was quick to clarify that there was no bad blood, no breakdown in communication, and certainly no intent to be reckless. He described it as one of those things that just happens in football, but that explanation did not make it easier for him to accept. "It's frustrating," Kelce said, "because the last thing he ever wants is to be involved in taking out one of his own teammates." He added that players spend all off-season working to get healthy and prepare for the grind of the year, and when something like this happens it can feel like all that preparation is undermined by a single unfortunate play. Kelce also spoke about how the team will move forward from the incident. He expects Worthy to bounce back quickly, pointing out the rookie's toughness and natural resilience. In the short time Worthy has been with the Chiefs, he has impressed coaches and veterans alike with his speed, his willingness to learn, and his confidence in big moments. Kelce praised those qualities and said they give him no doubt that Worthy will not let this setback derail him. Still, Kelce knows it will take time for Worthy to recover fully, and until then, the responsibility falls on the rest of the receiving corps to step up. As one of the leaders of the team, Kelce also made it clear that he sees moments like this as opportunities to reinforce accountability. He admitted that while it was an accident, he will study the film closely to see if there was anything he could have done differently to avoid the collision. In his words, "The goal is always to clean up the little things, and sometimes that means paying even more attention to spacing and timing so that two routes do not intersect so dangerously." The Chiefs have one of the league's most complex offensive systems, filled with motions, adjustments, and option routes, and Kelce explained that precision is what allows the system to work at such a high level. When precision breaks down, even slightly, collisions like this can occur. Kelce reflected on how quickly fortunes can change in the NFL. One moment you are in rhythm with your teammates, and the next a play spirals into an injury that nobody could have anticipated. That uncertainty, he said, is part of what makes football both beautiful and cruel. Players accept the risks every time they step onto the field, but that does not mean it hurts any less when the player on the ground is someone you share a locker room with. Kelce added that he feels a responsibility not only to support Worthy emotionally as he recovers but also to help reassure the rest of the team that they cannot let fear of accidents keep them from practicing and playing at full speed. Looking ahead, Kelce believes the Chiefs will be better for the adversity. He emphasized that Worthy is a special talent whose speed brings a new dynamic to the offense, and when he returns, the team will rally around him even more. Until then, Kelce will continue to do his part to set the tone, showing younger players that even mistakes and misfortunes can be used as teaching moments. He acknowledged that he will carry the frustration of the collision with him for a while, but he also sees it as motivation to sharpen his focus and make sure he never puts another teammate in that situation again. In the end, Kelce summed it up simply: accidents happen in football, but that does not mean they are easy to accept, especially when they involve a teammate as promising as Xavier.